Hello and welcome to my craft room. My name's Dawn and I've been crafting since I was very little. I used to have friends come home from school and we used to sit and make something out of material or felt, always helped along by my mum. So 2026 is a big change for me. I've recently retired from my career and with my love of crafting, I've decided to spend some more time on me. So I've decided that 2026 will be the year that I will complete some of those projects that I have been buying for the last 30 years and to make a bit more space in my craft room. You can't see it because it's too embarrassing to show, but it is a bit claustrophobic in here because of the amount of projects that are waiting to be started. I've loved all things crafty since I was very little, but my real passion at the moment is quilting. I do crochet and knitting in the evenings and I might do some English paper piecing for some slow sewing, but during the day is the time when I'm up here with my sewing machine and some material, and that's where I'm happiest. I don't do anything on a Monday though, because that's put aside for my other love, my grandson, who's 2.5, and he takes up a lot of my time, but I love every minute of being with him. So I thought first of all I'd show you some of the things that I have completed since the start of 2026, because although we're only in the middle of February, I have actually managed to finish some stuff. So the first thing I finished was an oversized top. Hopefully you can see that. I started this in the summer when I was on holiday in Corfu because it was nice and easy to do, and I could sit around the pool or in the evenings with a nice glass of wine and make this top for next summer, hopefully, if it ever stops raining. But I was put off by the sleeves, and so it's just sat in the work in progress pile, and I have finally finished it. And I don't know why I was worried about the sleeves, because they were really easy and I finished it within an evening once I put my mind to it. So that was the first thing that I have completed. Then I completed this book, and as I said, my other love is my grandson, and I've made this for him. At the moment he just takes the characters off and hands them to me. He's not actually putting them back on, but he does give me all the sounds of the animals, which is lovely, and it's lovely to see him playing with this. So I was really pleased to finish this because I started this before we had Freddie, so it's been a long time coming, but yeah, it is finished and I'm really pleased with it. I've also finished a crochet Call the Midwife blanket. This is for one of my old colleagues who's expecting a little girl, so I thought, well, I've got to do her something. So a crochet Call the Midwife blanket was what I did for her. So hopefully she's going to like that. She's already got a little boy, and I did do her a blue blanket for that. So yeah, hopefully she's going to like that, and I'll get that posted off to Kent for her closer to the time. And then we went to Inverness for a few days. My husband had to go up there for work, and one of his lovely clients recommended a place for lunch which also had a craft shop in it, knowing how much I love crafting. And I went in and I had a look round and it was all lovely, and then I said, no, I'm not going to buy any more projects, and then the next day I asked him to go back, and he's so lovely. He took me back and I bought the wool because in the craft shop was this jumper. I don't know if you can see the pattern on that. Just see if you can get a bit closer to that. And I really liked it, but I was like, no, I mustn't buy anything else, but I weakened, and so I bought the wool. It's a Sirdar pattern. I can't remember the number of the pattern, but I will put it in the description below. And and I bought it in the colours that they had in the shop, so I was really pleased with that. And I have worn it and it's really nice and warm, so yeah, hopefully lots of wear out of that. And then the final thing I've made, I belong to a quilting group called Born Quilters, and we had a workshop day to make bags, and I decided to do the drawstring bag, and this is the finished article, and it has a drawstring at the top, and inside it has a key holder, and it also has a phone holder inside. I don't know if I can, yeah, inside there. And I used fabrics from Lewis and Irene, and it's the Cassandra Connolly range, wildflowers, because I just really like the colours and I thought they would really go nicely together. And the pattern came from Amber Makes, and when you get the pattern, it is actually on a panel, but as long as you take the measurements of the panel, you can make it again, which is what I've done. So they are my completed projects. So then we go on to some of the work in progress that I've got going on, and I was trying to collect it all together, and I realised that actually there's quite a lot. So the first thing I'm doing is a quilt called the Flower Farm. See that? This is made up of 12 blocks, and originally you got them once a month, and I've had this now probably 18 months, 2 years, and I've completed block 3. So I've got a little way to go yet, but I'm hand appliquing it. So there's one of the panels. So it's a bit of slow stitching for me, which is what I like to do in the evening. I sit down and have a cup of tea and watch a bit of telly, and I like something that I can do then. So it's normally applique or English paper piecing, or maybe something with yarn, as I do knit and crochet as well. So the packs came every month with the material that you needed, a small picture of what the blocks that you were doing in that month were going to look like, and the instructions. But as I say, I've only actually managed to get to block 3 completed. This is by Bunny Hill Designs, but I purchased it, I think it was a store called Puddle Ducks, from the Knitting and Stitching show at Alexandra Palace a couple of years ago. So yeah, I've got quite a long way to go with this, but hopefully as I put up more videos, you might be able to see that it does progress, rather than just staying on block 4. And then, as I said, I do like to do some sort of yarn craft or slow stitching in the evenings. So what I have got here, and I do have the pattern for this one. This one is a crochet pattern. It's a King Cole pattern, 4790. I don't know if you can see that. I'm doing it in this yarn, a nice beige coloured yarn, and this is how far I've got with it. So not very far. I don't know if you can see the stitch on there. It's a really easy stitch. There's only 2 rows to the pattern, so it's something that I can sit and do if I'm not having to concentrate too much, because I also like something if we go on any long journeys in the car. So this would be ideal to take in the car, because it doesn't take a lot of concentration. As I say, there's only 2 rows to the pattern, so, and one of them is just double crochet, so that's a nice and easy one to do. The next thing I'm doing is, again, this one's crochet. These are the only 2 yarn projects that I've got on the go at the moment. So I was trying to use up some of my leftover yarn. So I'm making a work basket, and I've used just some of the yarn that I've got in just a basic granny square. Hopefully you can see that. And I've done a base which is different to the sides. And my plan is that this will become a basket. I'm going to put some handles on the top of it, and then I'm going to line it, but I've bought some Bosul to line it so that it will be a bit rigid, or a bit more rigid, to be a work basket. So hopefully I will get that finished, and then I'll have a project in it, but I'm not starting any new ones until I finish some of these. Right, so then the next thing I've got is, as I said, I'm a member of Born Quilters, and we have a show every 2 years. I haven't attended the show yet because my husband booked a holiday last time it was on, so I wasn't able to attend, which I was really upset about, but then I also had a lovely holiday, so I can't moan at him too much. And then in Born Quilters we have sashes when we're doing something for the public, and they have to be dark blue and yellow. So I'm in the process of making my sash, which I have to have completed by July. So I've done little English paper piecing one, well, 2 actually, different ways round, and then I've managed to get done some more little patchwork squares, and one more. They have to be 5-inch squares, which I'm finding quite difficult because I haven't been able to find anywhere really that is giving me the pattern for a 5-inch square, so I'm having to try and work it out myself, which is a big learning curve, but it's also a bit challenging. And with only 5 blocks done so far, it's nowhere near going to be big enough to go around me. So I have to the end of July to finish this, so I have a deadline on this one, so I really need to get my finger out with that. And then we have this project, again, Born Quilters. We did a block of the month, and I've just started to quilt these, and it's going to be done in a workshop, Quilt as you go method. So I still have 6 to quilt. This one was just a bit of shadow quilting. I don't know if you can see that around the top. And then this one, again, those 3 are quilted, but the other 6 aren't yet. So I need to get that done. The next workshop is the 7th of March, so I do need to get on with that as well. And then last year I signed up to an Alice Caroline block of the month, and it was a flower garden. I was doing so well till Christmas got here, so I just have, I think I have 5 more or 4 more edge ones to do for the actual paper piecing, and then I need to join the blocks together. But it's all Liberty fabrics. I've really enjoyed doing this. Again, it's something I can do in the evening, and although they all use the same shapes, they've all come out very differently. So the next job is to start joining these together. So I like that one with the pink. I think that's beautiful. And then there were some side ones that were just half the hexagon, and I think this is one of my favorites as well. So that's all got to be joined together. And at the moment all the papers are still in them, because I just thought it might be easier to store them with the papers in. So I need to take all the papers out as well. There is another quilt that I'm working on, but that is for a gift, so I can't show you that at the moment, but I will take some video of it, and then once it's been gifted I can put it on then. But that has 9 sections to it and I'm on section 8, so that one is nearly finished. Section 9 is joining all the sections together and then doing the border. So I have decided, as that's going to be a gift, that I am going to send it to be long armed quilted. It'd be the first time I've done that, but it's taken me so much work to get this done. It is a plique, so it has been quite time consuming but lovely to do, because I knew that it was going to be a gift for someone, that I didn't want to mess it up with my quilting on my standard machine. So yeah, that one's going to be long armed quilted. And then I have another quilt just down here, and this one is going to be for my grandson. So it is Bunnies in the Field. I don't know if you can see that. Cute little bunnies. And when he comes and stays with us, he sleeps up in this room. We have a travel cot for him and he sleeps up here. So yeah, it's going to be really nice to let him have his own quilt. And this has come in panels, which I've still got cut out. So some pretty little bunnies, but I have started cutting it out, but that side's got a little bird and another little bunny there. So I've started cutting all the strips out, so then I've got to put it all back together. I've got them cut and labelled, so hopefully when I do a video in the near future, oh, that fabric's really pretty. It's got little bunnies running on it. So yeah, hopefully that will soon become a quilt. So I think that's there are some more work in progress projects that I've got on the go, but at the moment I'm concentrating on these ones, and I'm sure as we go through the year that more projects will turn up that I have started, but I'm trying to keep it manageable, and I'm going to hopefully post a video once a week, so that you can share in my progress of whether I've managed to get this craft room into a manageable state, because at the moment it really isn't. I do have a chair up here, but you can't sit on it because it's full of projects. I might get brave and do a video of what it looks like at the moment, so that we can compare what it looks like at the end of the year, or maybe take some photos. I'll see. But hopefully you'll join me again and see how much progress I've made since this video. Thank you and have a good time crafting. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.